Always recaps, presenting London Has Fallen. The world's most influential leaders assemble in London to pay their condolences following the passing of the British Prime Minister. But what first appears to be the most secure event on Earth turns into a murderous conspiracy to assassinate the most prominent people in the world and unleash a horrifying vision of the future. Terrorists attack without notice, decimating the city and leaving it in ruins. To save American President Benjamin Asher, Secret Service agent Mike Banning acts quickly. It's Banning's responsibility to prevent his commander-in-chief from suffering a terrible destiny when Asher is captured by the evil group. To know how Mike saves the American president, stay with me. Let's start the movie. The first scene takes place somewhere in Pakistan, where terrorist financier Amir Barkawi is thought to be responsible for a blast in Europe. At his property, he is hosting a wedding reception for his daughter. Here, Barkawi discusses his son's discovery of a mole, a German agent, in one of their terrorist cells in Lebanon with two of his sons. When he finds out that the mole has been slain, he orders his sons to be absolute in eliminating the threat, indicating that they should kill the spy's whole family in addition to him. A text message regarding Barkawi's whereabouts is sent to the US government by an informant, who is posing as one of the caterers at the party. Just as the informant is about to leave, the military in Nevada performs a drone strike upon it. Barkawi and his family are allegedly killed as the complex erupts in flames. After 2 years, we see President Benjamin Asher goes out for a run with his top Secret Service agent and closest friend, Mike Banning, in Washington, which is still recuperating from the terrorist assault from the last movie. Here we see Asher and Mike learn about British Prime Minister James Wilson's recent passing when they are both back in Washington. They fly to London to attend Wilson's funeral along with Asher's team, which includes now Vice President Alan Trumbull and Secret Service Director Lynn Jacobs. They assume it is well guarded.
It is the most protected event on Earth.
But are incorrect when a group of mercenaries, under Barkawi's control, launches an attack, starting with a bomb that blows up the limo of the Canadian Prime Minister. Soon, mercenaries posing as police officers and royal guards start firing on commoners and other global leaders. Before they are slain, two assassins kill the female Chancellor of Germany at Buckingham Palace.
Don't want the captain to put on me now! Down!
Here, when two suicide bombers blow up both support spans of a bridge, the bridge collapses into the river, killing the Japanese Prime Minister and his chauffeur. While seated atop Westminster Abbey, the Italian Prime Minister is assassinated beside his mistress. Another suicide bomber floats a barge, carrying explosives near to the French president's yacht, where the president is murdered. Here we see Mike shoots the mercenaries on the street. While escorting Asher and Jacobs to safety in St. Paul's Cathedral, the terrorists quickly begin attacking famous sites in London, such as Big Ben and the London Bridge over the Thames, detonating bombs that result in the deaths of further individuals. To go to safety, Mike, Asher, and Jacobs board a helicopter. Here we see one security helicopter is destroyed by the missile. And second helicopter was ordered to sacrifice himself to save the president's helicopter.
3, 2, prepare for set.
But at last, they hit the presidential helicopter. When the presidential helicopter crashes to the earth, Jacobs is fatally impaled. Just before she passes away, she commands Mike to make those fuckers pay. After that, Mike and Asher flee as additional motorcycle-riding killers pursue them. The president's staff is sitting back in Washington, terrified at that situation, and that their pals have perished. Mike makes an effort to get in touch with Trumbull and send them a message informing them that he and Asher are still surviving.
That's his left hand.
He is compelled to go below with the president, where they murder the terrorists following them. And then go on foot through one of the vacant metro tunnels. Asher notices that the terrorists want him dead as he and Mike run through the tunnels, and he gives Mike the command to murder him if necessary. Mike agrees unwillingly. Here, Barkawi calls Trumbull and his staff in Washington to threaten them and warn them that he is seeking retribution for the deaths of his family. They are informed that Wilson was purposefully slain to gather all the global leaders to be eliminated, and that the autopsy revealed poison in his body. Mike and Asher rush to the residence of MI6 agent Jacqueline Jax Marshall, whom Mike is familiar with, as the city is put under lockdown. Jax uses her computer to discover that Barkawi is the mastermind behind the entire scheme. She replays a message from Trumbull stating that they have acknowledged receiving Mike's message and are sending assistance. Now, the three see numerous armed men come in, what they believe to be the Delta team on the security cameras to save Mike and Asher, but Mike notes that the guys are not perspiring despite wearing heavy equipment. They are aware that the terrorists have their communication intercepted and are waiting to attack. The three are shot by the attackers as they barge in. With some assistance from President Asher, Mike manages to murder all of them by shooting a number of them. When additional terrorists ambush Mike and President Asher once more, they travel through the streets in a car, and their car is rammed by a truck. While Asher is being kidnapped by the remaining terrorists, who subsequently flee, Mike manages to shoot and kill one of the terrorists who is trying to finish him off while being knocked out. Asher is transported to a secret place where Cameron is arranging everything for his execution in front of the people. He repeatedly strikes Asher to put him through the pain first. In the meantime, Mike and the actual Delta team are en route to save him. The terrorists put up the cameras and aired it to all of the networks, so it was seen in Times Square and other public areas. Asher is instructed by Cameron to say one last thing before Mike barges in and shoots everyone but Cameron. Cameron prepares to sever Asher's head with a machete. He gets into a fist fight with Cameron and tells him that the United States adversaries would still be there in 1,000 years, no matter how many times they try to attack it. Here, Cameron succeeds in making a getaway. Mike instructs the Delta team leader to detonate the building. As the building burns down, Mike grabs Asher and the two of them jump down a shaft, killing Cameron and the other terrorists. Finding Mike and Asher, the Delta team informs the staff that they are still alive. Here we see Yemen is the location of Barkawi's compound. To inform him that he is lost, Trumbull phones the man. Barkawi is the target of yet another drone attack, and this time he is fatally wounded. After coming home, Mike spends time with his wife and their infant. He is considering the resignation letter he previously wrote to Asher. Speaking on television about the current situation, Trumbull conveys an upbeat message that America will triumph, and Mike is persuaded by this to delete the letter. That's all from this movie. Can you buy me a coffee if you liked the video to help me to grow this channel? The link is in the description, and don't forget to subscribe.